Welcome to the mind of Lancescurv, the most creatively profound man in cyberspace.
Welcome back, everyone. Lancescurv here. Just wanted to share a thought. I woke up this morning and thought to myself, how many people that I know personally that are complaining about their lives? Of course, they project happiness and bliss on social media. Of course, they talk about the things that they purchased and the money that they spend. But personally, many of them complain to me from sunup to sundown about what's not right about their lives. So there's one particular friend that I know, and we were speaking, and really I was kind of getting fed up with it because me, myself, I've been through so much. And for those that I know personally, and we're not to really rate and compare what we've gone through because pain is different, circumstances are different, I understand that. But these particular people, and this one in particular, I said, listen, how about writing down on a piece of paper, drawing a line straight down, vertical, splitting that paper in half, and on one side, write down the things that you cannot change. And on the other side, write down the things that you can change. Okay? And on the first line, there were maybe two things that just could not be changed. But on the second side, there were about 15 things that could be changed in this particular person's life. Now, they were trying to make it seem as though of those 15 things, maybe 13 of those things could not be changed and didn't need to be on that side of the list. But we oftentimes have a way of looking at our realities in a very delusional way. And we stress ourselves, we depress ourselves, and I know they say that depression is a disease, so I'm not going to knock those who are suffering from that, but I do believe that there are people who claim depression and they do nothing in the present to enhance the future. And what do I mean by that? Look at where you are now. And by me saying this, it can't be personal because I don't know who's listening. I'm not throwing off on anyone. I'm not saying everything for me is perfect. It's getting better every single day. Perfection is elusive, but you can still go for it, but not be anal about it, not be OCD about it. But many of these people, what are you doing for tomorrow? See, my thing is movement towards something prevents the stagnation of feeling bad. If you're feeling bad, you're sitting there feeling bad. You're thinking about feeling bad. Oh, this happened to me 5 years ago. Oh, this happened to me 5 minutes ago. Oh. Yes. Now, if you are in physical pain, yes, even emotional pain. But at some point, you're going to have to get up and move from that point. Time is going to move on without you. So what is it that you can do right now at this very moment? Even if you physically can't do it, or if it's something that requires money, right? What can you think about that will land you in a better place 5 years from now, 1 year from now, 2 months from now? What kind of investment can you make within that would make a difference in your life? I mean, really, you truly think about it, because where we are now is what we thought about 5 years from now. Where we are now is what we thought about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 2 weeks ago. Where we are now is the result of what we were thinking or weren't thinking about. Maybe we weren't thinking about anything better for ourselves, so we find ourselves in a place where things are not too good. How about that? So how about grabbing the reins, grabbing the steering wheel of your life? That even if things are not perfect right now, why don't we think about doing something today that will leave us off better years from now? It doesn't mean years. You could break it down incrementally, but move forward towards something. Is there anything in your life now right? A righteous position or status, an achievement, an ascended life that you can say, let me go back to the 10-year-old version of myself, not 10 years old, but 10 years ago, the prior 10 years, and thank me for thinking about doing this, because now I have the results of doing that. If you can't thank yourself for where you are now, you got to just blame yourself for where you are now. Because where you are now, if you're happy about it and you made certain decisions and you're in a better place, you can go back and say, thank you. But if you're in a crappy place, you really can't blame anybody else but yourself, because you are the sum total, or where you are is the sum total of your decisions to get yourself to this point. If you find yourself lost and you had perfect directions, that means you didn't listen to the directions, and you're to blame for not following those directions properly now, isn't it? But the thing is, these days, we don't want to face ourselves and have a sense of accountability. We sit around, oh, the white man did this for me, did this to me. Oh, we know the system, we know the racism. We should be specialists on that and know how to avoid stepping on the minefields. How about being a little more disciplined? How about focusing more, asking yourself questions, taking yourself out of the comfort zone? What happened to that? Don't you have anything to do with where you are now? You see what I mean? But don't come around me, oh, it was better years ago. Well, if it was better years ago, then you need to go back to those times, because you're going to be stagnant, because you're not going to move anywhere. I want to do something today that I can have the Lancescurv of the future, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, if I'm blessed with that, to say, you know what, 2024 version of Lancescurv, thank you so much for pursuing this. Thank you so much for having the discipline and the foresight to put me where you put me, because I wouldn't be that person 10, 15, 20 years from now unless you thought about that now. So what does that tell you? You need to think about the future, and you need to understand that you need to do something now to make your future better. Sometimes we are in a certain lane and we think that it's a tragedy that we were knocked off that particular lane. No, that's the universe's way of redirecting ourselves so you continue to move forward. Life is movement. What you have accomplished, and nobody can take that away from you. Even if you wrote 1 million books and they burned all the books down, the universe knows. Like the old Pepperidge Farm commercial. Pepperidge Farm remembers. It is divinely written in the energy fields of the universe. So you move forward. You don't sit down and just say, oh, it's not going to be any good. And I remember back in 1978, things were better back then. I missed that life. Well, you're not creating life for the future, so you're always going to be in that funky place. I don't want to be in that funky place with you. Even if I try to make the best decisions now and I end up in a funkier place, at least I took charge, and I can't blame anybody. I can only say I made the bad decision to end up in that funky place. Sense of urgency, we have none. We wake up and do the same thing every single day and have the same result. Challenge yourself. I'm not going to sit there and complain about America and the things that go on there. I got on up and I got out of America, and there are things that go on corruption-wise everywhere in the world. But you know what? I like it and I love it where I am today. And I can only blame myself for the life that I live. So that can't be taken away. The move was made, and I'm getting off on this because now I can see higher, newer places to travel, newer friends to meet. My time is freed up because I visualized a better life for myself, a different life for myself. And you don't have to choose off of the menu the same things that other people choose off of the menu. I'm talking about the menu of life, of what you want to do. Life is wonderful. I look forward to it because I know I have the steering wheel in my hand and I choose my destiny. The choice is yours. Wallow in stagnation or do something today that you'll thank yourself for tomorrow. Lancescurv out. Let me hear your comments. Peace.
Make sure to go to Lancescurv.com an online magazine established in 2001, containing written articles, thousands of talk shows and discussions, cutting-edge cartoons, as well as erotic expressions and tasteful adult photography. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Once you get a taste of the world of Lancescurv, trust me, you'll be back for more. Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.